Good morning. We're in Liverpool, and I got a BR tow bar. I gotta get some things kind of set up here. So that'll work. Oh, not sure where I'm gonna put him quite yet. Maybe someplace like that. VR tow bar. And this guy here is way up there. I'm trying to get him. There. Come on down. And I gotta bring you back. Problem with VR is sometimes the windows get out of place. VR tow bar. And as you can see, when I hold it, if I move my headset back forth, it moves it. So I want to kind of make this a little bit bigger. Haven't quite figured out where I'm going to put it yet. That should end up being okay. Alrighty. So maybe right up there. So I can like look up. I can kind of see where I'm going. It won't be in my way. Yeah, that'll work. Parking brake.
Adjusting parking brake.
All right. So we are in Liverpool, and we're gonna do a little over an hour flight today. We'll see how that goes. So of course we're in the UK, and I'm flying with. Of course, I'm flying in VR. I have a HP Reverb G2 that I am using my Valve Index controllers with, and of course, because we're in Microsoft Flight Simulator, we have to use a mouse for quite a bit of things. But I also use voice attack to try to emulate what I normally would be able to do in like an X-Plane, what I can do with my my Valve Index controllers. I just don't have them available. They're just not supported yet, so we just have to kind of work through that. So I also have a couple of new tools. So I have the VFR map, and then I have a thing called VFR map for VR. I was using this, but when I got this EGGP program, they were in conflict for each other. So a new version of EGGP come out that was allegedly not in conflict. So when I started it up this morning, it wasn't being displayed. And then I realized it was way up above my head. So we had to go retrieve it, and we're all good now. So we'll, without further ado, I think we'll get the plane started. Fuel valve. Alrighty. Beacon lights. Taxi lights. Master battery.
Setting master battery.
Magneto start. Master alternator.
Setting alternator.
Avionics on. And all of them voice commands.
From Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf requesting pushback.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf pushback request accepted.
Stop pushback. Whenever I start up the plane, it wants to push my plane back, but there is absolutely no reason I need a pushback right here. So we're just kind of like letting things warm up a little bit here. ATC. The voice commands actually work quite well. What happens is is because another voice, I use plane command for X-plane, and I have it mapped to a button. So if I push the button down, it listens. Voice attack in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it listens all the time. So if I don't stop talking before I give it a command, it'll generally get confused. Set 3. Set 3. Alrighty, where are we going? So it looks like we're going to the west. So I'll pick 7 here. Set 7.
Liverpool ground Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf request taxi for west departure with whiskey.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf taxi to and hold short of runway 27 via taxiway. Contact tower on 126.355 when ready.
Set 1.
Taxi to and hold short runway 27 using taxiway Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Like they didn't even give me a taxiway to use. Alrighty, I think we're good. Frames aren't looking too bad this morning. A little low, but not terrible bad. It should be okay. Using 9.9 gigs of video RAM out of 11. Be nice to have a 3090. I'd have more video RAM. I think my overlays use a little bit of video RAM, so that could be part of the problem. But yeah, should be okay. Parking brake.
Adjusting parking brake.
So we'll give it a little bit of power here. And I do have taxiway ribbons turned on. So my hope is when I spin around here, I'll find them. It's like another fairly pretty day here today. That pole seems really, really close to the taxiway here. So I'm using Fulcrum 1 yoke, and I'm using MFG crosswind pedals. I love them both. They make flying simming just like you're flying in a real airplane. The pedals are really, really nice. They're just so smooth. No, you can't even feel. There's no D10 in the middle. None. My yoke is exactly the same way, both on the roll axis and on the pitch axis. There's no detents at all. Just beautiful pieces of engineering. So they are not. Hello. I was like, what was that? I seen something coming out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, what on earth was that? And I'm like, oh, it looked like a TBM. Well, that was funny. That was exciting. So it's got a name tag, so it is an AI traffic. It's got to be another player. So. That was funny. Yeah, so I fly the setup, the G2 with valve index controllers on X-plane, and it works really, really well. I'm really happy with it. So before the World Update 3 come out, I tried to do the same thing, and it was just a stuttery mess. So whether it was the changes in the World Update, I haven't changed my video driver, so it wasn't that. Maybe related to the Windows Mixed Reality for Steam VR, I don't know what, but it is much more acceptable. So I'm just trying to get some time in it to kind of like make sure everything's working kind of the way it should. So and it's not too bad. My frames are a little bit low here, but we'll once I get up in the air, we'll see how well that goes. So. Because it seems a little stuttery this morning, so, but, oh well. What kind of line is this? Oh, it's kind of weird. Just a big white line across it doesn't make, I don't know that line. That's not a hold short line, that's not an ILS line, I don't know what that was. I've never seen anything quite like that. I see that TVM's down here waiting to take off, so at least it ain't a jet. What we got for wind? Not too bad. Got a little bit of a crosswind. I think it should be a non-issue. Not sure why. I looked at that plane, and the plane said its elevation was 260 feet, 256 feet. And what I'm curious about is why. Because this airport is 60 feet. So that seems a little weird because his wheels are on the ground. He's not up in the air, so I'm not so sure. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. So you can actually see like it's like a container. It's all rusty and stuff. That's pretty cool. Just the amount of detail. So this line here, it's an ILS line. And coming up should be old chart line. Yep. So if I don't get close enough when I call the tower, he's not happy with me. Stop. Set 1. Set 3.
Liverpool Tower says to November 256 Bravo Golf at runway 27 ready for takeoff west departure.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf cleared for takeoff runway 27 west departure approved.
Okay. So from looking at the so when I take off here, I'm going to be kind of continuing just a minute. Taxi light? Landing light.
Acknowledge last transmission.
Sorry. Set 1.
Cleared for takeoff runway
Nav light.
27 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Landing light. Okay. I think we're ready to fly. The low shore yesterday was long. I think I was flying for almost 3 hours. It was a long time. That's longer than I've flown. That's pretty cool. Man, there's a group of lights there. Wow. Ooh, my goodness. This is one big runway. Wowie golly. Alrighty, well, I guess TBM isn't going to take off, so I guess we will. Okay, keep her right on down the center line here. Waiting to get airspeed. She should fly now. Something ain't right. I don't know what happened here, but something ain't right. Stop, Bill. So, pedals work, brakes work. My yoke does not. So, why not? That was exciting. I pulled back on the yoke and I had nothing. Mouse enable. Well, that's better. Yeah, I went to pull back on my yoke and I had absolutely nothing. Okay. Gonna have to get quite a bit of power to get out of here. So I'll taxi you through the grass here. Go back to the end of the runway. Oh, when I'm on the grass, that's right. I'm supposed to keep my yoke pulled back to keep the pressure off the nose wheel when you're doing kind of taxiing across grass. So. Okay, well that was exciting. I'm like pulling back, I'm like, why the heck won't this thing like come off the ground? I'm like, now I looked over because I have the, I have the yoke on this side disabled, so I couldn't see it. And I looked over at the other one and went, oh, okay. Alrighty, I turned around here, pull the power back. Try to get lined up on the center line. Oops, a little too far over. Come on, Bill, get over, get over. Okay, let's try this again. Now, that was exciting. Alrighty, we got airspeed. Oh, much, much better. Much, much better. All right. So, looks like so I'm kind of heading away from my flight plan. So we'll wait till we're 500 feet off the ground. Trying to keep on the runway heading here.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Okay. Actually, it was an east departure. Now that I look at a map, that was an east departure. But I told her it was west, but hey, that's okay. We'll get it spun around and get on course. When's our next stop here? So, 20 nautical miles. So, we got to go on a heading of 109. That seems kind of odd. 109?
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, did you hear my last transmission?
Sorry. Set 1.
Liverpool Tower Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf, continue for west departure.
So when I landed here, I'm going to go out this way a little bit, and then I'll make my turn. Actually, I'm on course right now. When I come in here to land, they give me a clearance for a left downwind, which is where I am right now. But that's not where I was. I was on the other side of the airport, on the other side of that runway, and so I had to end up making. I come in on right base and then did a right final, and but now that I'm out here, I see where the heck I was supposed to be. So actually, I'm pretty much on course right now. So. I think I'm going to pull the power back a little bit here. Just kind of bubble right here, so doesn't look like anything is really high, you know, that I need to worry about. So we'll try to get the plane trimmed a little bit. She's trying to pitch up a bit. So I'm trying to get the trim where we're around 2200 RPM. It'll fly level. So I see we got some windmills in front of us. So this VFR map for VR, it's the first, well, not the first time I've used it. I've used it before, but it's the first time I used it with e-bags because of a conflict. But that's something I'll have to kind of learn, get used to. So a lot more information on there, so.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Set 1.
Liverpool Tower Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf, frequency change.
Yeah, so I'm heading east. So east should be an odd 1,000 plus 500. So 1,500 would be an acceptable altitude. And because we're kind of like at sea level, that's high enough. You get to see more scenery for sure. So what's my heading supposed to be? $109. Trying to see if that helps. Yeah, so 109, so 110. So 90, 100, 110, 120, so right about there should be good. Yeah, it looks good. So where are we going next? Jodrell Bank Observatory. Since we got 12 miles to go. The other day, it may have been, yeah, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, lawn day. When I wrote my, I have a piece of, well, it's not paper. It's in my my e-bag. I have a text file that basically tells me where I'm going, what the heading is, how far away it is. Well, I was looking at my flight plan, and there was one that says I think ascent, cruise, and maybe descent. And then how far it was to get to the waypoint after that. Well, I didn't add in those extra ones, so I thought from a waypoint to the next one was 4 nautical miles. Turns out it was 45. So I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find the. Normally, when you go to a point of interest, they'll have like a mark, like a balloon thing on top of it, and I couldn't find it. I was like, I can't believe I can't find this. And so as it turns out, I was 40 miles off course. So once I finally pulled out a map and zoomed out a little bit, I caught what was wrong and proceeded on to follow the course. So now I'm much more, I pay much more attention to making sure I get the right right distances. So. I looked to see what my frames were, and I was like, where's my controller at? Alrighty. Yeah, not doing good, but yesterday I was probably between 35 and 40. Today I'm struggling to stay above 30. And it kind of shows. Head tracking don't seem to be an issue, but that was a glitch. But sometimes when that was one. When the frames get too bad, then I'll have head tracking issues, so. As long as it always comes back, it's okay, but if it don't come back, it can be quite, I don't really get nauseated from VR, but some people do. But some people would get, if it did this and didn't come back, it would be nauseating. So Yeah, we spent quite a few days here in the UK. We were in London, we went to Stonehenge, we were in Wales. We ended up, we went to Holyhead, took the train, went to Holyhead, and then took the ferry to Ireland. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Oh, there it is. So the next place we're going to is Old Trafford, and that'll be a heading of 5 degrees and 14 nautical miles. Somebody's cooking up there. Wow. I pulled power back a little bit, get a little closer to the ground. Certainly not sure what changed today, why it doesn't seem to be performing as well as it did yesterday, but just trying to gather knowledge to figure out what I can change. I'm running an i7 9700K, and it's running at 4.6. I could overclock it, but I'm choosing not to right now. It probably automatically overclocks a little bit. And an RTX 2080 Ti. If I could put my hands on a 3090, I would absolutely buy one. No doubt in my mind. I won't pay scalper prices, but whatever the MSRP is on them, I'll pay that. But I think it would help my performance. Because I had a 1080 Ti, that had 11 gigs of RAM in it. Now I have a 2080 Ti, that has 11 gigs of RAM in it. I just cannot see buying a 30 series card that has less RAM and I have VRAM than what I have right now. Well, that's pretty cool. The frames being low, it isn't getting rendered as good as it should, but that is pretty cool. Wow. That's pretty neat. I gave a little power and do an orbit here. Yes, that is pretty cool. That's a big dish. So, just trying to do an orbit right here. Just trying to keep I'm right at 1,000 feet. So I'm just trying to do an orbit and to keep it at 1,000 feet. If I hear the plane slow down, then I'll give it more fuel, more power. But right now it's holding right at 1,000, and that is pretty neat. Good Lord. Alrighty, so I need to go to a heading of 5 degrees. Let's keep it rolling until I get there. coordinate 5, not 50. So that's to the east side of north. Okay. So it says it's 13 miles away. I'm gonna give it back up to 2200 RPM. So it should climb right now. Just not a heck of a lot, but the way the navigation lines are drawn, they don't necessarily go to the waypoint and make a sharp angle. They kind of like round them out. So, so when I look at my map here, I'm like off. It looks like I'm off course. I'm not, but it looks like I'm off course because it rounded the it rounded that corner. So when I first looked at it, I went, "What the heck?" And I'm going to turn my isobars on, just in case any elevation shows up here. So the isobars kind of give you colorings on the map that kind of lets you know if you have rising terrain coming or mountains and that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, it's still just in the 30s. So we're 10 miles from the next waypoint. Alrighty. Try to light a level on there. Looks like that's got to be an airport over there on my right. Absolutely an airport. So I'm going to go to the left a little bit here. Kind of stay out of their way. Kind of do a little looking to make sure nobody's coming in to land. And then I'll, once I'm past it, then I'll, yeah, because I'm right over that runway. I didn't see that coming up. Alrighty, now I'll, turn back on course. Yeah, it's Manchester, big airport. seems to struggle when it's like this here, where it's really built up. You know, so there's just a lot of scenery loading in. Seems to challenge my system. But like I said, I'm running HP Reverb G2, but I'm running it on Steam VR, not on Windows Mixed Reality. So whether I'm paying a price for that, I don't know that for sure. But the tools that I like for streaming aren't available, at least I haven't found them, for Windows Mixed Reality. So they're only available for Steam VR. So because of that, for instance, I use OVR Toolkit and my chatty window, my voice attack window, and this window up here, my performance of the computer, and my desktop are all brought in from OVR Toolkit, which only works on Steam VR. So and when I tried to use Windows Mixed Reality, it appeared like I could only bring in one window. If I tried to bring in another one, it wouldn't let me. This one here, I can bring in probably as many as I want. And I'll probably, you bring in too many, you'll have a performance problem, but it allows you to do that. It allows you to change the opacity of every window, where the Windows Mixed Reality, I didn't see any way where you could change the opacity of it. And if you're in a VR cockpit, either you're gonna move your windows up out of the way, like what I've done here with my ATC and the VR map. I've kind of moved them out of the way so they're not blocking my view, because it's kind of like you're flying in an airplane. It's kind of important to be able to look around. And why do I seem off course? I missed the waypoint. Not sure why, but I did. There's a point of interest over there. Let me go see. No, that's too far. It's got to do an orbit right here. See if I can figure out what I... Huh. Well, it said it was here. So let me just orbit around here and look. But it's supposed to be called Old Trafford. And normally, like I said, I would have seen a balloony thingy. But I don't. So according to that VFR map, I'm kind of going away from it, so there it is. Or at least there's a point of interest. It seems like it's in the right place. There it is. Okay. I'm not sure what it is. Looks like it's a stadium. We'll straighten her up here. Pull the power back a bit. Yeah, it's a stadium. So do an orbit around here. Yeah, getting really bad aliasing. Oh well. Yeah. That's what it is. Just trying to feed just enough power to keep it from sinking. Because whenever you tip your wings down like this, you don't have the lift. But I'm at like 75 knots, so it isn't like I'm going to stall right now. I could, but only if I do something really stupid. I don't plan on doing that. So I'm just pulling back on the yoke just a little bit, not a lot. Because there's no sense in, because I'm running slower. There's no sense in retrimming for it because I won't be here that long. I was going to be doing this for more than 2 or 3 minutes. I'd retrim, but don't need to. Where do I need to go? 287. So I'll just roll her around a little bit. And we're just kind of paying attention to altitude and airspeed. So we'll just slowly roll out. .287. So around 290. Whoops. So that would be over here. If that's 300, 290 would be right there. So, put the power back where I had it trimmed for. Around 2200, I should come back to around 110 knots. And it'll probably climb a little bit. I need to get up to 1500 again. So, EGOW. How far away are you? Oh, you're a ways. So we got 26 miles to go, so we got a ways to go. And when I pick these routes, I don't pay much attention. I don't really even look to see what kind of development I'm flying over. If I'm like out in the farmland, it had been doing really, really well. But I find when I'm over these build-up areas, London is just atrocious. I don't fly in London. I just can't. It's just bad. So, but when I'm in out more of the countryside, the frames start to look pretty good. So we'll see where I'm going. It's kind of looking like it's changing. It's getting more countryside on this flight, on this. So kind of looks like an airport there. I can't tell if it's a grass strip. Almost looked that way. Okay. According to my GPS here in the plane and my VFR map, looks like I'm on course, so yeah, good. So the next waypoint's an airport, and one of the runways is 5405, 5,400, and it says surface hard. The other one's 3,500, and it says surface unknown. It's kind of like, I don't think I'll pick that runway. I'm not sure if I'm going to land there anyhow, but it's just a waypoint. So yesterday when I was flying sometimes in my middle run airports, I'll do a touch and go at. I may do that here. That one was only 3,000 feet, and but I needed fuel, so I wanted to land to get refueled. So. That was way down. It was way by the water. It was kind of so the approach, you had to basically go over the water for your approach. A lot of fun learning about all these places in England. I also fly an X-plane, so I bought the Orbix for X-plane and for Great Britain, for UK, and so after I get done flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator for a while, I'm not sure how many more flights I'm going to do, but then I want to try to recreate the same flights, because I've got them all documented, so I know I can find the waypoints, I can make a flight plan, and so that I can fly basically to the same places in X-plane. And so that's kind of what I plan on doing, and to just kind of see how different the experience is. You know, I don't know. I haven't ever used Orbix before, so I don't know, like when I look down and see the trees and the farmland, you know, and like a village over here, how close will the experience be? I don't know that, but that's kind of why I'm doing it. So just curious, because I know performance-wise, my at least where I have been flying in X-plane, it's better. The performance is absolutely better. But what I don't know is the performance here a little in Microsoft Flight Simulator more taxing, because there's more stuff that's being displayed, and it could very well be that. So, but I don't know that yet. I don't know if it's more related to Microsoft Flight Simulator has not been really optimized. It could be that too. But that's why I'm testing. Because even out this way, it's still quite built up. We got some woodsy stuff here, you know, but over here, that's a pretty good sized community there. And when you're putting down all them buildings, it costs performance to do that, so where I've been flying before, it was nowhere near this buildup, nowhere near that. So. Yeah, the thing about VR is that you never run out of places to put stuff. So I mean, you know, especially if it's something you just want to look at off and on, but you don't want it necessarily. My chat window I want visible all the time. But like like what's up above me, it's a great place to put it. Just put it up over your head, so you just look up, you know, kind of like read what you need, and yeah, you're good to go. But it doesn't bother your view, you know. So for the ATC stuff, on the other hand, I kind of want that, you know, where I can make sure I didn't miss a message or something like that. So it's kind of in my view when I look around. So looks like we're about 10 miles out from the airport. So what airport we going to? Woodvale, EGOW. Whoops. That's okay. VR streams aren't for everybody. And I wish there was something I could do about that, but I don't know what to do. Because what's being displayed on the what you guys get to see on Twitch is basically wherever I move my head, that's where it is. So in real life, you move your head all the time, and but that's not being displayed on a monitor. So I wish there was a way. I've been trying to find a way to make it, to smooth it, to not make it as abrupt, but I haven't found that, and for that I apologize. It's just it's what VR streaming is. I'm just sad about that. I would love to find a way to make it more palatable, but I haven't found that yet. I hope not. So I missed my airport. Oh, there it is. So what's the runways? Let's see. Set 2. Set 2. Set 2.
Woodvale Tower, Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf 5 miles east to land.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf Woodvale Tower. Fly left traffic, runway tree. Altimeter tree, 0 decimal tree, 6 wind 108 at 12.
Enter left traffic, runway tree, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
What's the elevation here? 32. Okay. So 1,000 feet should be good. I'm trying to get to the other side of the airport here. So far, I really haven't seen the. I haven't seen a runway yet. I know where it should be, but I have not found it. But I have a little helper over here that says pattern entry. I do see a runway. It's lined up the right way for me. Cool. I think I'm going to do a touch and go. Set 1.
Woodvale Tower, Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf for touch and go.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf Woodvale Tower. Fly left downwind, runway tree. Altimeter tree, 0.39er, wind 103 at 15.
Ooh.
Fly left traffic runway tree Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
This could be entertaining. Alrighty. Flaps down.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cleared touch and go left traffic runway tree. Wind 10 tree at 15.
15 will be entertaining.
Cleared for touch and go runway tree Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Flaps down. Flashlight off. When you're doing a final and the flashlight turns on, that's annoying. I'm glad I remembered how to turn it off. Okay, I'm at 90 degrees. Okay. I am too high. See if we can get low enough here. Flaps down. Airspeed's good. I'm sinking really quick. Flaps up. Flaps up. Flaps up. Come on, get over. Up we go. Had to make sure my flaps are all the way up. Okay, where are we out to? Okay, I'm going to Blackpool Tower. Got to be a heading of 3. How far? 14 nautical miles. So it looks like I'm going out over the water. So we'll give it some power. Move up. I assume what I'm looking for is over there. I'm going to keep myself at 2,000 feet and go across. It would appear there's an airport underneath me, or will be. So I'll stay at 2,000 feet, go across this airport, and then I'll descend for this tower. Okay, let's get rid of some power and do some descending here. Looks like a stadium there. Yeah. Pretty cool. Wow. Alrighty. Where are we going next? I think we're going to our final airport, 128. Oh, it says it's 7 miles away. So, let me get all this split up out of the way. Oh, better call. Set 3.
Woodvale Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cancel landing intention.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, your cancellation is received.
Set 2. Set 2.
Warton Tower, Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf is 6 miles northwest with Echo to land. Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf, Warton Tower. Fly left base runway 7. Altimeter tree 0 decimal tree 9er wind 09er tree at 19er. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cleared to land runway 7. Wind 09er tree at 19er. Cleared to land runway 7 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So the winds are even worse here. I love it. I gotta find a runway first. So tell me my pattern entry is here. So that's 07 there. I just couldn't see it clear enough. Alrighty, so I'll just get over here a bit. Get set up to come in and do a land there. Pattern entry didn't make any sense at all to me. Elevation 30. Okay. So I'm approximately 1,000 feet above the ground, which is pretty much where I need to be. So we're gonna turn here and get set up for a downwind. Once I get on downwind, then I'm going to, well, actually right now I'm slowing myself down, so we're doing okay. Okay. Alrighty. Bring her on in here. Wouldn't seem ridiculous, but that's life. So my heading indicator is in the bottom. So means I'm parallel with the runway. So on the downwind here, should be about 1,000 feet above the ground. In between here and the runway, you got to get rid of 1,000 feet. So power back a bit. Looking for the end of that runway. There it is. Pull the yoke up a little bit. Trying to get the airspeed down. Flaps down. Like a little bit snug to the runway here. But we should be able to, we'll extend out a little bit. We're looking for a 45 degree. Flaps down. I'm not letting the plane fall. I gotta be descending here. Okay. Alright, not doing too bad, Bill. Looking for that runway. So I have 2 notches of flaps out. I won't put the last notch of flaps out until I'm sure I'm going to make this runway. By the looks of it, I'm way high, so 500 feet. I got to get rid of 500 feet between now and the runway. Flaps down.
Turn next taxiway.
Turn. That come a little quick. Well, that went quite well.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, contact ground on 130.805.
When it said the winds were 19, I'm like,
130.805 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
I want to check A, that's where I shut down. So, looks like this is where they want me to park. Okay. Set 1.
Warton Airport information, Echo 1700 Zulu. Wind 083 at 19er. Visibility 4. Sky condition, few clouds at 800 feet, few clouds at 4,300 feet, few clouds at 12,100 feet. Temperature 6. 2.10. Altimeter tree 0.39er. Visual runway 7 in use.
Set 1.
Landing and departing.
Set 2.
Warton ground Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf taxi to parking.
Cessna November 256 Bravo Golf taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo Bravo 1 cross runway 7 Delta 1 Delta Echo.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Bravo Bravo 1 cross runway 7 Delta 1 Delta Echo Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
That's where I parked, didn't look right. Because I had picked a place to park when I made the flight plan, so. Well, today went quite well. Not quite as smooth as I wanted, but can't have everything. Oops. That was a stutter. Yeah, like right now I'm trying to keep my head just still. And I'm sure it's not in the stream, but I do not know what to do about that. Because it's not what you see in the headset. In the headset, what you see is wherever you turn your head, that's where you see. Just like in a real plane, just like in real life. But if what you see was projected onto a monitor as you move your head all day long, that probably would look a little weird. But yeah, when you hear the wind, you always think you're a crosswind, but in this case, that wind was like a few degrees off from being a headwind, so it was like a non-issue. It actually helps you stop because the wind's kind of blowing at your wings, so it's giving you lift, you know. But as long as you handle the power correctly, you'll absolutely land. And the yoke just makes it so much easier. Where, I mean, I can just hold that at just the slightest, yeah, I gotta do a loop-de-loop. But I can like hold it like a little bit above the runway and just let the airspeed bleed off. Sooner or later you're gonna land. You run out of airspeed, the wheels, and I just wait. I just hold it there. I know I have it at the right pitch, and you just wait until you hear the wheels touch, and then you like slowly bring the parking brake.
Adjusting parking brake.
So you just hold it at that angle, and knowing that the plane's gonna end up stalling. But when you can like, especially in a VR headset, you can like just look down at the ground and go, I'm not that far above the runway. I'm not 5 feet above the runway. I'm a foot less. So you just hold it there, and then the plane, you just wait for the wheels, and then you just release that pressure. Not shove it forward, just release it. Just ease it down. So the plane's up with the nose wheel above the ground, and you just release, just let it off just so slightly, and then you can hear the nose wheel touch. Once it's making noise, you know, then you know you got landed, and at that point you got to jump on the pedals to correct, you know, for if you didn't land completely straight, to kind of get yourself lined back up with the center line of the runway. So, okie doke. Flaps up. Flaps up. Flaps up. Flaps up. Landing light. Nav light. Alrighty. Avionics off. So pull the mixture back. Okie dokie. It's a little bizarre how they do this. So what was I on? I think I was on OpenStreetMaps. Yeah, I was on OpenStreetMaps. I need to spend some time in this and kind of figure this out. It seems a bit busy, but it's probably okay. But I just have to spend some time. Beacon light. Beacon light. So remember this time, get the flaps up. Master battery.
Adjusting master battery.
Master alternator.
Adjusting alternator.
Magnetos off.
Setting magnetos to off.
I keep telling myself I gotta check this, but I never do. Magnetos off.
Setting magnetos to off.
Takes 2 times to get the magnetos to shut off. I don't know why. Alright. So this didn't go too bad. Yeah, about what I expected. Yeah, the weather turned out okay. Frames weren't as good as I was hoping for, but yeah, because like right now, yeah, the frames are anywhere from 34, 32, up to maybe 39. They're bouncing all over the place, so it's kind of like, I don't know. But it certainly appears like the build-up areas really are hitting me pretty hard, so. Alrighty, I'm going to call it a day. I really wish I could find some way to kind of smooth the viewer experience of VR, because no matter what you try, you're just, I mean, I can actually watch the thing in front of me, and what I think I'm like not moving. Just with me talking, I can actually see that jumping around. So that's got to be like, what should I put that? So me talking is getting translated into the headset actually moving. So you'd have to have some kind of dampener to dampen that. I wonder how you do that. Let me try something here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That could be part of it. I don't have my headset. If I have my headset loose, it seems to do it more. Oh, look at that a minute. 1, 2. Maybe it's related to that. We'll have to check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. But even so, you can never stop your head from moving. You just can't. So even though my view here, when I'm moving my head, what I'm seeing is my sight picture's changing. That's not what actually is getting presented on the monitor. I don't know. I'll have to investigate that. But that's life. Alrighty, gonna wrap it up. And this was fun. I'll figure out another flight for tomorrow. And we'll kind of see where we go. So, been so much fun. But call it a day. Goodbye. Enable mouse.